How's it going, everybody? So real quick, I want to show you what I consider to be the most essential Molotovs for CS2 Vertigo. This is one of the easier maps to throw mollies for, just because there's a ton of very common positions that people sit in that have very easy lineups to them. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the cooler ones that I like to throw is I'll go right here in front of this sandbag, and I'll just do a W jump throw at the very bottom of this corner right here, and that's going to go all the way up into heaven and fully molly it off, and generally it's going to spread right here into this doorway, also mollying that part off as well. Another super common CT position is this corner right here on the outside of short. So a great way to counter that is to come all the way down here into this little sandbag corner, and you're going to do a middle click or left and right click throw right at the left hand side of this little circle here. So you're going to release left and right click at the exact same time. That molly is going to come up here, and it's going to spread every single time all the way up into this corner, fully burning out this position all the way to this wall, to where not only is it going to damage and, really force this guy off of this position, but it's also going to trap any of the CTs that are playing up close here in hallway to where they can't run back for this molly. So it's going to force them to stay here, fight, and hopefully get traded by your teammates. Also, if you're curious how I'm getting these cool little damage notifications in chat, as well as these nice, predictions on grenades and able to, super easily spawn bots and move them around the map, I'm actually using a subscription service called refrag.gg. There's a ton of other features in there, but if you're interested in that, go ahead and check them out. If you use code CS2Tactics, you can get 15% off your first month's subscription. Another super common position for CTs to sit in is this headshot angle right here. So a great way to deal with that is to molly them off. So there's a couple of ways to do that. The way that I generally do it is I'll run up along this ramp, and without fully exposing myself to that angle, I'll just left click at the very top right hand corner of this little Lego brick looking thing up here on this metal beam, and that's going to land right here and fully molly off this position. As you can see, it actually hit him and blocked the molly, but if he's not there, when that gets thrown, it'll still fully spread and cover this position here to where no one can stand here. It'll just fully burn them out. Another super easy way and safe way to molly this off is by coming right here into the center of this bar and just doing a simple left click throw right at this little X on the crane. And as you can see, it's going to land right on this guy's face. So just a simple left click right here. And as you can see, it's going to land right on top of this position and fully molly it off yet again. I find this one even more useful because generally, I feel like this position coming out of side hall is more susceptible to getting shot at from headshot than even ramp. So if you're, planning on pushing up from here, it's a super good idea to just very quickly throw this molly, move across, and before you even get here, it's fully mollied off so that you're able to peek effectively and safely. So now moving on over to the B bomb site, there are a few very important positions to be able to molly off, such as default, this back pillar here, and of course, white box and double. So you can actually molly these two positions off from the exact same lineup by just going right here into this position and just doing a simple left click throw towards the top right of this little white box, just above it like this, where it's going to bounce off the side here and molly off both double and white. So they're going to have to push off those positions. The chances of catching someone here is actually pretty high. I get a lot of kills from people having to run away from that molly, so it's a really good one to throw. You can also throw that exact same molly by going right here into this corner and just doing a simple jump throw with a molly at the top right of this large square right here. The reason I like this lineup is because while it'll also molly off this position completely, you can also pair it up with an HE grenade in the same spot to do a ton of damage to that player as well behind white, which will maybe even full kill him with that molly spread. It's absolutely devastating to throw because you can just pair it up just like this, to where you can do a ton of damage every single time you throw it. As you can see, that molly is generally going to spread all the way in just like that. Another super important position to molly off is the back pillar here. So generally the best way to do that is you go right here into this position and just look at the very bottom of this little shadow where it intersects with the bottom line and go all the way up to the top and do a simple left click throw. That's going to go all the way to the back and should fully spread and force this guy off the angle completely. Super good. Shout out to Shua for that lineup. I think I learned it from him in a video a while back. And moving on, I would say the most important Molotov for this site is the default Molotov, just because I feel like anytime I ever die while pushing these stairs, it's to an AWPer setup somewhere around that area. So I'll show you the two easiest ways to do it. Starting off, this is the more dangerous way to do this. You go right here into this corner, just like how you would throw the Molotov for double and white. But instead of aiming up there, you're going to aim just on the left-hand side of this little yellow symbol here, just right on the left of it. And it's going to go all the way up here, and it'll molly, should full spread all the way to the back, where no one can stand back here and hold angles like this. And then, of course, anyone up here is going to get pushed off out to the right of that Molotov. And for a safer lineup you can throw, you can go all the way into this corner and just go all the way down to the very bottom of these little screw holes and just count 1, 2 numbers over from this very bottom screw hole and go just a slight bit above that and just do a simple jump throw. That's going to go all the way back here, and it should spread all the way to this back pillar, mollying off all the way to the back to where there's nowhere they can possibly be back here hiding behind default. Super good molly to throw, and it's a little bit more consistent than the other one in the sense that it will always fully spread this entire back area. Generally, I'm one of the last players up onto B site because I'm throwing so much utility. If I have a molly left over, once my teammates have kind of pushed on and taken some space, I'll go right here into this position, and I'll do a simple jump throw right at the bottom left of this larger square panel right here. And that's going to go all the way here, and it's going to fully molly off connector to where anyone transitioning from mid over here onto the B bomb site, well, they're going to get caught and either have to be forced to jump through and expose themselves to, my teammates, or they're going to be stuck back here, wasting a little bit of time as my teammates are taking space and getting into better positions. Moving on to the CT side, one of my favorite mollies to throw is by coming right here into this corner, and the second I hear the T start to plant, I'll just go from where this little yellow bar would intersect with the top of this tarp and just do a simple left click throw. That's going to go right here and completely obliterate the entire default plant position. And from that same spot, right after I throw the molly, a lot of times I'll just pair that out with an HE grenade, and just like that, they are getting absolutely obliterated off of that plant. And similar to the molly I just showed you on A site, you can pretty much do the same thing on B whenever you hear them plant, or if you're just in a retake situation, it can still work out pretty well. You go right here into this corner and just do a simple jump there right at where this shadow has a corner right here. That's going to go all the way up and fully molly off this site, pretty much the entirety of the bomb site. It's going to catch almost every single plant unless they're planting right there for some bizarre reason. It's just going to obliterate everyone off of this bomb site, so I definitely recommend throwing it. So yeah, I hope this video helps you guys out in your next CS2 Premier match on Vertigo. If you have any suggestions for me, please leave them down in the comments below because I love making videos that you guys want to see.